Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Psycho Gold, this is Psycho Gold Videos, and today we're going to be checking out My Hero Academia episode 28. After Luke went off and trained with Master Yoda, no, hang on. After Meteora went off and trained with Gran Torino, we had a revelation at the end of the episode where Deku finally put 2 and 2 together and made awesome. Yes, Deku has finally figured out how to activate his powers and gain some semblance of control over them, even though we still don't know what that means. And the episode ended with Torino basically saying to Deku that he was going to attack him again, and he's like, "Come at me, bro. Show me what you've got." So, fingers crossed we're going to see more of that. We also saw several of the other students hanging out with their mentors, and obviously we saw that Ida was indeed planning to try and go after Stain, which I don't think it's going to end well for him. So with all that said, let's jump in and see what this week's episode has in store for us. 3, 2, 1, go! I love that little end bit where his arm just flickers with power. Oh, okay, so he's got to try and hit him within that time. Oh! Well, he's off to a normal start. Pathetic! Oh! He's so quick! I like the way he moved his arms then. Whoa! Ah! His plan was to make him to attack. Oh, but he missed! Oh! 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 That suddenly looked like he was annoyed. He can see your mind. You're much more intelligent than All Might. Yeah. He's progressed like so much. Oh, and he cut him! Ah, memories. I did that for a while. Why is it giving us like a recap of all of their quirks and stuff? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely went to the wrong place. But you need some of those lessons. Just not that exact lesson. Oh, okay, so I was wondering if this police character would come back. Yeah, Nomu is still out there. Oh, so he was manipulated into existence. He is a monster created of different people's quirks. Oh. Oh dear, he is a genetic experiment. Yeah, he was built to fight you, All Might. Oh! Whoa! This has irritated him. All Might just suddenly reappeared. Is this going back to what I said last week about the other user? Is this guy that they're all talking about another user of One for All? Oh, he put his blades through him. Oh, wait a minute. He's not done yet. Oh. Okay. I honestly was beginning to really not like that character, but has he got a little bit more power in him than he's led us to believe? Oh, okay, so Stain isn't so against to working with him. Oh, I see. So he deliberately only injured him. Because he has a pattern. Okay. Well, he's back. Oh! He looks angry, but I don't think he's going to do any good against him. Oh, okay. That is unexpected, but I like the idea. And yeah, I agree. Like, I used to have that same problem when I used to play badminton. If you only fight the same person, if you only go up against the same person, you just end up learning how to play them or fight them. You don't learn how to play or how to fight. Oh, okay. That's interesting. And I like the fact that they're not allowed to wear it unless they've got someone, you know, like an actual hero with them. But I wonder if anyone will know who Gran Torino is. Like, oh, so they might run into each other, possibly. Hey, I'm glad he's giving him some good advice. I think it's falling on deaf ears, though. Oh my lord, he's actually doing Ida to Ida. I thought Ida was the only one who liked to karate chop the air. Oh, I really want to know if what happens when those two go up against each other. I mean, I think Stain has the edge, because we still don't know what he can do. But the fact that Maid didn't just break and actually fought back and dissolved his sword, I was actually quite impressed by that. He was kind of feeling like a bit of a nothing to begin with, like he needs other people around him to empower him. Wait, what? There's more than one?! Oh, shh! Okay. Yeah, okay. Wasn't expecting that. That could be very difficult for people to fight. It's even All Might. And one of them had wings. It looked like they had a whole mix of quirks. Oh, wait, no. That's a point, isn't it? Yeah, that is a point. So, I'm saying that, but these Nomus will have completely different quirks to the one that is designed to fight All Might. So these ones could just be something else. Oh, it's one of the Nomus, isn't it? Oh, God, this one... Oh, off he goes! Bang! Hell yeah! Gran Torino still got it! Oh, okay, so he must have a way to literally stop someone from moving. That makes him very difficult to fight. Oh! Ho, ho! What was the point in his helmet if it comes off that easily? Damn. He looks serious, but I still don't like his chances. Like the difference between them in size is ridiculous at the moment. I didn't even notice how big Stain is. Oh, so that's what he was saving the name for. Yeah. Damn it! Oh my god, next week's episode is going to be so good. Or at least it better be. Oh. This ending makes a bit more sense now. They're fighting these huge monsters. The Nomu monsters. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was My Hero Academia episode 28, and that was a great episode. It suddenly ramped up as the episode went on. It definitely went places I didn't expect. It started off, obviously, continuing with the fact that Deku has started to come to grip with how to control his powers, and Gran Torino was obviously training him in how to do so, and I really like the continuation of that. Seeing Gran Torino obviously coming up with ways to try and make him start using his power whilst, you know, you have to maintain this form and be able to do other stuff, which is obviously what All Might has to do. So it is literally a form that has to be activated, even though Deku doesn't have that same kind of drastic transformation between Thin All Might and Boof All Might. So he's not as able to just sort of walk about being unnoticed, but then I suppose he doesn't really want to. You know, being a hero, he wants to be noticed, he wants people to know he's there, because that's what All Might used to do before obviously he got his injury, I guess. We also got little glimpses on what's going on with everybody else. We saw that the trainer for Ida saw right through his reasons for wanting to be there. He knows damn well that he's there because he's trying to hunt Stain, and ironically, he has actually succeeded in finding him, which unfortunately I don't know is going to end very well for him. But I'm hoping not. I'm hoping he comes out of this the other side. Either he somehow pulls a victory out of his bag, whether Nomu or Kurogiri or the dude with the hands whose name escapes me, jumps in and tries to take on Stain instead, allowing Ida to basically, you know, get out of there once he realizes how he ain't gonna win. Maybe he can even save Native, and they might actually be able to work out just what Stain's quirk is and how they can actually fight it, because currently the biggest problem is nobody can live to tell the tale to know what exactly happened. I mean, Native appears to be frozen in place, and Stain can just take his time and do whatever, in which case that would probably explain why a big pro hero like Ingenium, I think that's how you say his name, wasn't able to fight back, because it looked in the beginning when they fought that he was able to hold his own against Stain. But if Stain's able to essentially paralyze his victim, doesn't matter how good you are, he can just put his sword through you at his own pleasure, unfortunately. That said, we also got a little bit more of a breadcrumb in the form of All Might chatting with his old police friend that somebody else out there can give quirks to people, and I am so convinced that it is another wielder of One For All, and it is the 6th, I'm never going to remember the names, but I think it's the 6th person who wielded it, or is it the 7th? 7th, 8th. Sorry, the 7th wielder, because Deku's the 9th. So yeah, All Might would be the 8th. So yeah, I'm so convinced that the 7th killed the 6th, or the 7th betrayed the 6th, or the 7th did something really, really bad, and then the 6th had to give the power to the 8th, which is All Might. And All Might wasn't the original choice, and that's why Gran Torino is his mentor and his teacher, because he basically took it upon himself to teach All Might, because for whatever reason, All Might's predecessor couldn't, and I think it's because he was killed by his other successor, his original successor. Now, whether or not that's... I don't think that's Stain anymore, I should point out, because it sounds to me like what they're talking about is whoever it is that's running the show with all these Nomus, the voice behind the television, which is interesting, because I actually remember way back in Season 1 saying that I thought the voice on the television, or at least one of the voices on the television, sounded a little bit like All Might. Now, everybody assured me that it wasn't All Might, and I wasn't saying that it was All Might, I just thought that the way that dude was talking gave me All Might vibes. And now I'm wondering, is that because he has All Might's powers, essentially? And he has a big beefcake form as well, and he has that really deep voice that the Japanese like to do for all their big muscular characters, for the same reason, and that he also has One For All. And unlike All Might, he probably doesn't have an injury that's limiting his powers, so he's probably ridic OP. With that said, we then got a little bombshell that Nomu is not one of a kind. Quite far from it, it would seem. There is a squad of Nomus now, and they all appear to have different quirks, different genetic materials. They are all essentially abominations. One of them even has 4 eyes for some reason. They all have very similar designs to the Nomu that we saw originally, but it would appear that they all have different abilities, because obviously they've been created from the DNA or the splicing of different quirk people, which is kind of terrifying to think that there's a lab out there that's probably kidnapping people that nobody's noticed, and then they are literally Frankensteining themselves some monsters out of all of these people. And we've absolutely no idea what happened to these original people. They could be dead, they could be kept on ice when they want to reuse their powers, or they may not even know that this has happened. It could be that they've got a medical lab somewhere, and they're just paying off a doctor to run some blood tests, and they're like, I'll take that, and I'll just send it on my way, get my bonus, and no one might be any the wiser. There's multiple ways that the systems could fail, that if somehow they're intelligent enough to do this genetic splicing. It's very easy, in inverted commas, for people with money to corrupt people who don't have it, unfortunately. But that said, they did say that this guy, they did say that the first Nomu is a person who has an identity, and it's other people's DNA in his, so it makes you wonder, all of these Nomus at some point must have been people, and maybe they're missing people, maybe they're homeless people, or maybe they're people who volunteered, but they just didn't necessarily know what it was going to do to them. Unfortunately, we have no way of knowing, but I think that the idea of that is really cool, really terrifying, and the fact that they're being led by Kurogiri and the other creepy dude with his hands, who, again, I don't think I'm ever going to remember the name of, but the fact that those two are kind of like pulling their strings, and that there are other people pulling their strings, is interesting. But I do like the fact that they just couldn't agree with Stain. They were like, nah, we want to work together, but you're such a different villain from us. It's like, hell with it. Sick the Nomus on him. Because that's the other funny thing, is that he didn't even care about how much damage they're causing to the city. He just wants them to find Stain and rip him apart. Which, of course, led us directly into that epic moment at the end where a pro hero bursts through the train and a Nomu is standing over him. And Gran Torino is like, not today! And leaps into action and takes that Nomu out like he's made of paper, and then goes flying out the train with him and sends him hurtling into a nearby building. Hopefully Gran Torino is fine, because even though he is a badass, he is ultimately quite an elderly gentleman, even though he is apparently still an active hero. So he must at least think that his own abilities are good enough to be able to go toe-to-toe with villains still. And obviously he has been able to dodge Deku's All Might strength, so unless these Nomus all have that kind of power in them as well, it's probably going to be safe to say that that one isn't going to get the better of Gran Torino, at least very quickly. But there's more than one, and they all seem to be having great fun wrecking the place, and I don't think there are going to be enough heroes to compensate. It looks like more heroes are on the way in the background, but they're going to need their big, heavy hitters if they're going to take on Nomus. Personally, I would love it if we could get Todoroki and his dad. Is it Demiurge? I want to call him Demiurge, but that's Overlord. No, it's Endeavor. Endeavor, the great flame hero, isn't it? So, yeah, I would love it if those two were to answer the call and turn up, and we could actually see the Endeavor's hero agency, you know, he come in and use his abilities, and Todoroki can use his abilities with his ice. Just seeing, like, that #2 hero agency actually doing their thing. That would be pretty cool. Also, we've got, you know, Bakugo, but I don't know, I can't remember exactly where he is. He might not be anywhere near them, so yeah, I don't know where everybody else is. Geography isn't my strong point, and I don't live in Japan, so. Anyway, dudes, that's going to be it for this review, and that's going to be it for My Hero Academia episode 28. Thank you very much for listening to me waffle. I specialize in waffling. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below letting me know what you thought of it. As always, if you're new here, click that subscribe button, click the bell to get notified, go and check out other videos that I've uploaded. There are playlists and there are random uploads. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff for you to check out. But until the next time, guys, I am Psycho Gold, and I will see you in my next video. Psycho Gold, out.